Close your eyes and drift. Allow yourself to be transported to a world of verdant jungle and hidden pyramids, where the whispers of forgotten cultures still echo through the humid air. Tonight, we embark on a journey of serene discovery into the heart of ancient Mesoamerica, where the Maya and Aztec civilizations once flourished in perfect harmony with the natural world around them. Feel your body sinking deeper into comfort as we prepare to explore lands where time moves differently, where ancient wisdom flows like the gentle rivers that wind through emerald forests. Let the stresses of your day dissolve as we venture into a realm where profound tranquility and timeless mystery await. The ancient ones beckon you to rest, to find peace in their forgotten cities, and to discover the quiet grandeur that has slumbered for centuries beneath the jungle canopy. Breathe deeply and let yourself become one with this ancient landscape, where every stone tells a story of peaceful contemplation, and every shadow holds the gentle embrace of ages past. Now imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast ancient jungle. The air is rich and humid, carrying the earthy scent of deep loam and countless generations of fallen leaves. Feel the warmth of this tropical embrace. As moisture gently kisses your skin, the jungle breathes around you. A living cathedral of green that has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, yet remains eternally peaceful, eternally welcoming. Listen to the gentle symphony of this primordial world. The soft, melodious calls of tropical birds drift through the canopy, distant and dreamlike. A subtle hum of insects creates a natural lullaby, while leaves rustle with the whisper of ancient secrets. This is not the harsh cry of predators, but the contented murmur of a world in perfect balance, where every creature knows its place in the grand tapestry of existence. Above you, the canopy stretches endlessly, a living ceiling woven from emerald and jade. Shafts of golden sunlight filter down through this verdant dome, creating pools of warm light that dance across the forest floor. The light moves gently, almost breathing, as if the jungle itself is in a state of peaceful meditation. Each beam illuminates tiny particles of moisture, creating a soft, ethereal glow that seems to come from another world, another time. Beneath your feet, an ancient pathway winds through the undergrowth, worn smooth by countless generations of bare feet. The Maya and Aztec people walked these very paths, their footsteps creating a connection between past and present. The path is soft with moss and fallen petals, cushioning your journey as you move deeper into this realm of timeless tranquility. Each step takes you further from the modern world and closer to the heart of ancient wisdom. The jungle holds its treasures gently. Hidden among the green shadows are cenotes, natural pools of crystal clear water. These sacred sinkholes appear like mirrors, reflecting the sky above while revealing the mysterious depths below. The water is perfectly still, undisturbed by time. The Maya considered these pools to be doorways to the underworld, but they radiate only peace, only serenity. Their cool, clear waters invite contemplation, inviting you to gaze into their depths and find the calm that lies within your own soul. Rivers meander through this landscape like silver threads, their gentle currents carrying the whispers of ages past. The water moves slowly, unhurried, following courses carved by countless seasons. Along their banks, flowering vines cascade in waterfalls of color, brilliant reds and deep purples, creating natural tapestries that have adorned these waterways for millennia. The sound of flowing water is hypnotic, a constant, soothing rhythm that seems to slow time itself, drawing you deeper into this state of perfect relaxation. In the distance, Barely visible through the green curtain of foliage, you glimpse the weathered stones of ancient structures. They rise from the jungle floor like sleeping giants, their surfaces softened by centuries of moss and vine. These are not conquests of nature, but harmonious partnerships, where human creativity and natural beauty have learned to dance together. The jungle has not claimed these monuments. It has embraced them, making them part of its eternal, peaceful kingdom. As you follow the ancient pathway deeper into this mystical realm, the jungle begins to open before you, revealing one of humanity's most breathtaking achievements. Rising majestically from the earth, stepped pyramids emerge from the canopy, their massive stone blocks weathered to a gentle grey, softened by time and the caress of countless seasons. These are not monuments to conquest, but temples to contemplation, sacred spaces where ancient minds sought to touch the infinite. The pyramid before you ascends in perfect geometric harmony, each level representing a step closer to the heavens. The stones fit together with such precision that not even a whisper of wind can find passage between them. This is the work of master builders, architects who understood that true strength comes not from force, but from perfect balance, from understanding the fundamental laws that govern both earth and sky. Feel the presence of these ancient minds, their wisdom flowing through the stones like a gentle current, still accessible to those who approach with reverence and quiet hearts. The morning sun casts long shadows across the pyramid's face, creating patterns that shift and dance as the earth turns. These shadows are not random. They follow ancient calculations, marking the passage of time with celestial precision. The Maya and Aztec astronomers were poets of the cosmos, reading the movements of stars and planets like verses in an eternal song. Every angle of these structures, every placement of stone, speaks to their profound understanding of the universe's hidden rhythms. As you approach the base of the pyramid, intricate carvings begin to reveal themselves. The stone surface is alive with symbols, spirals that mirror the movement of galaxies, serpents that represent the flow of time, flowers that bloom eternal in stone. These are not mere decorations, but a language written in rock, a conversation between human consciousness and cosmic truth. Run your fingers along these ancient grooves and feel the devotion of the artisans who carved them, their patient hands guided by visions of celestial beauty. The grand plaza spreads before the pyramid like a vast, peaceful ocean. Its stones are worn smooth by millions of footsteps, pilgrims who came not for conquest, but for communion with the divine. In this space, silence takes on weight and meaning. The air itself seems to hold the prayers and meditations of countless generations. Standing here, you become part of an unbroken chain of seekers, all drawn to this place by the same yearning for transcendence, the same desire to understand our place in the cosmic dance. Look up at the pyramid's summit, where a small temple crowns the structure like a jewel. This sacred chamber once housed the most precious artifacts, objects that connected the earthly realm to the celestial. The priests who climbed these steps each dawn were not climbing toward power, but toward wisdom, toward a deeper understanding of the forces that move the sun and stars. Imagine the peace they must have felt, standing at that height, watching the sun rise over the endless jungle, knowing they were witnesses to the daily miracle of creation. The pyramid's alignment is no accident. Its builders studied the heavens for generations, mapping the paths of Venus and Mars, calculating the precise moment when the sun would kiss the temple's doorway. These structures are calendars built in stone, marking not just the passage of days, but the eternal cycles that govern all existence. spring equinox, summer solstice, the return of the rain, the promise of harvest. All of these cosmic events are written here in angles and shadows, in the precise mathematics of devotion. Other pyramids rise in the distance, each one a note in a vast architectural symphony. Together they form a sacred landscape, a terrestrial mirror of the star patterns above. The ancient builders understood that heaven and earth are not separate realms, but aspects of a single unified whole. Walking among these monuments, you feel this unity, this sense that the boundary between physical and spiritual, between human and divine, dissolves into something far more beautiful, far more peaceful than either could be alone. The wind moves gently through the plaza, carrying with it the scent of copal incense, still lingering after all these centuries. This is the breath of the ancestors, the whisper of ancient prayers, still echoing in the stones, still offering comfort to those who seek it. Let this sacred breeze wash over you, carrying away any tension, any worry, leaving only the profound peace that comes from standing in the presence of something truly eternal, beyond the ceremonial plazas and towering pyramids. The ancient world comes alive with the gentle rhythms of daily existence. Here, in the terraced fields that cascade down hillsides like green staircases, the Maya and Aztec people lived in harmony with the earth's natural cycles. Their lives moved to the pulse of seasons, the rhythm of rain and sunshine, the eternal dance between seed and harvest. This was not a hurried existence, but a measured, thoughtful way of being, where every task was performed with reverence, every moment infused with quiet purpose. In the early morning mist, farmers moved through their fields of maize, the sacred corn that was both sustenance and spiritual cornerstone. The tall stalks swayed gently in the humid breeze, their leaves whispering secrets passed down through generations. Each plant is tended with care, not merely as a crop, but as a living prayer, a gift from the earth gods. The farmers work in peaceful silence, their movements slow and deliberate, hands that know the soil like old friends, fingers that can read the needs of growing things. In the subtle language of leaf and stem, between the rows of corn, beans climb skyward on natural trellises, their purple flowers adding touches of colour to the green landscape. Squash spreads its broad leaves across the ground, creating living carpets that conserve moisture, prevent erosion. This is the sacred triad, the three sisters that nourish body and soul. Together they create a perfect ecosystem, each plant supporting the others, just as the people of these ancient civilizations supported one another, in communities bound by mutual care and shared wisdom. The sound of grinding fills the morning air, a rhythmic, meditative percussion as women work their metates. The volcanic stone platforms where corn becomes mosa. This is ancient music, the sound of survival transformed into art. Each stroke of the mano against the metate, each circular motion of skilled hands, creates a hypnotic rhythm that seems to slow time itself. The women work in small groups, their voices joining in gentle conversation, sharing stories and wisdom, while their hands perform the sacred alchemy that transforms simple kernels into the bread of life. The scent of cooking tortillas drifts through the air, warm and comforting, like an embrace from the earth itself. On clay griddles heated over carefully tended fires, the masa transforms once again, becoming the circular symbols of the sun, the daily bread that connects human hunger to cosmic abundance. Steam rises from these simple miracles, carrying prayers of gratitude, acknowledgement of the chain of gifts that stretches from sea to soil to sun, to the hands that tend and prepare, to the mouths that receive with thanksgiving. In the workshops of artisans, creativity flows like water, slow and steady, shaping beauty from the raw materials of earth. Potters work at their wheels, their feet maintaining the ancient rhythm, while their hands coax vessels from spinning clay. Each pot is unique, bearing the thumbprint of its creator, the subtle variations that mark human touch, human soul impressed upon humble earth. The clay itself seems grateful for this transformation, accepting the artist's vision, becoming bowls to hold water, cups to share chocolate, vessels to store the precious maize that sustains the community. Weavers sit in doorways, their looms singing the ancient songs, threads of cotton and agave fiber, dyed with colors drawn from flowers and insects, from minerals and tree bark, create patterns that tell stories, geometric designs that mirror the movement of planets, the growth patterns of sacred plants, the flowing of rivers. Each textile is a manuscript, a prayer woven in thread, a meditation made visible. The weaver's hands move with practiced grace, creating textiles that will warm bodies, beautify homes, and carry the spiritual essence of their creators into the daily lives of their community. The local market comes alive with gentle activity, not the frantic pace of modern commerce, but the peaceful exchange of neighbors, who know each other's names, each other's stories. Vendors arrange their wares with artistic care. Pyramids of tomatoes red as sunset, bundles of herbs that perfume the air, pottery that gleams with burnished beauty, textiles that catch the light, like captured rainbows. This is not mere buying and selling, but the sharing of gifts, the circulation of abundance, the recognition that what enriches one enriches all. Children play in the plaza, their laughter mixing with the sounds of commerce, their games teaching them the skills they will need, the values they will carry. They learn by watching, by helping, by being part of the great web of community that extends from the youngest to the eldest, from the humblest farmer to the most skilled astronomer. Each person has a role, a gift to offer, a thread in the tapestry of collective wisdom that has been woven over countless generations. As the sun reaches its zenith, the pace of life slows even further. People seek shade, sip cool drinks, share quiet conversations. This is not laziness, but wisdom, the understanding that life is not a race, but a river meant to be navigated with patience, with attention to the subtle currents that carry us toward our destination, in their own perfect time. In the quiet chambers of ancient observatories, where stone walls frame windows to the infinite, the Maya and Aztec astronomers pursued their sacred calling. These were not mere scientists, but poets of the cosmos, readers of celestial scripture, who understood that time itself is a sacred river, flowing in cycles within cycles, carrying the wisdom of ages. In its gentle, eternal current, their observations were acts of devotion, their calculations, prayers written in the universal language of mathematics. The famous long count calendar of the Maya stretches across millennia like a bridge of understanding, connecting past and future in a single elegant system. Each day is a bead on an infinite string, each month a chapter in the cosmic story, each year a verse in the eternal poem that the universe writes with its own movement. This is not the linear time of clocks and schedules, but the sacred time of ritual and renewal, where endings are always beginnings, where death is always birth, where every moment contains the seed of eternity. The great sunstone of the Aztecs, that magnificent wheel of carved basalt, is more than a calendar. It is a mandala of time, a meditation on the nature of existence. At its center, the face of the sun god gazes out, not with fierce judgment, but with a serene awareness of one who has witnessed the birth and death of countless worlds. Surrounding this central figure, the symbols of the days, the months, the years, spiral outward like ripples on a cosmic pond, each ring representing another layer of temporal understanding. The astronomical observatories stand empty now, their stone seats worn smooth by generations of watchers who came here in the deep hours of night to commune with the wandering stars. These patient observers tracked Venus through her eternal dance, appearing first as the morning star, herald of dawn, then vanishing into the sun's embrace, only to emerge reborn as the evening star, guardian of twilight. They saw in her cycle the pattern of all existence, death and resurrection, loss and return, the eternal rhythm that governs all life. Mars, the red wanderer, traced his mysterious path across the sky, sometimes moving forward, sometimes seeming to step backward, in a celestial dance that spoke of patience, of the need to sometimes retreat in order to advance. The ancient astronomers saw in Mars not a god of war, but a teacher of timing, a reminder that wisdom often requires stillness, observation, the willingness to wait for the perfect moment, to act with purpose and grace. The moon, that gentle companion, waxing and waning in her monthly pilgrimage, taught the rhythms of fertility, the proper times for planting, for harvesting, for celebration, for contemplation. Women especially understood her language, felt her pull, in the tides of their own bodies, the cycles of creation that connect all living things, in the sacred web of cosmic sympathy. Time, to these ancient minds, was not a straight line, racing towards some distant goal, but a spiral, returning always to familiar places, yet never quite the same. Each return brought deeper understanding. Each cycle revealed new layers of meaning, of possibility. The calendar was not just a tool for scheduling activities, but a map of consciousness, a guide to the inner landscape of the soul's journey through the labyrinth of existence. In the codices, those precious books of bark paper, scribes recorded not just dates, but the quality of time itself. Some days were auspicious, flowing with creative energy. Others called for caution, for introspection, for the gentle patience that allows wisdom to ripen, like fruit on a tree that knows its season and will not be hurried by human impatience. The priests and daykeepers, guardians of temporal wisdom, rose each morning to greet the sun, not as a distant star, but as a living presence, a daily miracle that painted the sky with ever-changing beauty. They understood that consciousness and cosmos are not separate phenomena, but aspects of a single reality, where inner and outer merge into something beyond the reach of words, but not beyond the reach of the patient heart. The great cycles of precession, the slow wobble of Earth's axis, creating ages that last thousands of years, were mapped with stunning accuracy by these ancient observers who saw time not as burden, but as blessing, not as limitation, but as the very structure that gives meaning to existence. They knew that we are not prisoners of time, but participants in its sacred dance, partners in the cosmic choreography that unfolds in perfect rhythm with the heartbeat of the universe itself. In the quiet workshops of ancient artisans, where creativity flows like water finding its natural course, the Maya and Aztec craftspeople transformed the raw gifts of earth into objects of transcendent beauty. Their art was not mere decoration, but a sacred dialogue between human vision and the divine essence that sleeps within stone and clay, within precious metals and gleaming gems. Each piece they created was a prayer made tangible, a meditation carved in jade, a song woven in feathers, a poem written in the language of pure form. The jade carvers worked in reverent silence, their delicate tools moving with the precision of master surgeons, as they awakened the sleeping spirits, hidden within the sacred green stone. Jade was more than precious. It was the essence of life itself, the color of growing maize, the hue of deep forest pools, the shade of hope and renewal. In their patient hands, rough chunks of mineral became smooth masks that seemed to breathe, intricate pendants that caught the light, like captured drops of the cosmic sea, figurines so lifelike. They appeared ready to speak the ancient wisdom of the earth itself. Feel the cool smoothness of polished jade. Beneath your fingertips, the stone worn to silk. By countless hours of devoted labor, each surface tells a story of patience, of skill passed down through generations of masters who understood that true art cannot be rushed, cannot be forced, but must be coaxed with gentle persistence from the willing partnership between human intention and natural beauty. The jade seems to glow with inner light as if it has absorbed the very essence of the jungle's luminous peace. In the featherworkers' studios, rainbows take solid form. Quetzal feathers, brilliant green with azure hearts, are arranged with mathematical precision, creating patterns that seem to shimmer with captured sunlight. The artisans work like poets, composing verses in texture and color, their fingers selecting each plume, with the care of a musician, choosing notes for a sacred song. The finished pieces, headdresses, and ceremonial cloaks seem to hold within their threads the very soul of the birds that once wore these feathers in their flight through dawn skies, over mist-shrouded mountains. The vibrant blues of cotinga feathers, deep as tropical twilight, mingle with the flame-bright oranges of trugon plumes, creating tapestries of color that seem to pulse with life. These are not mere ornaments, but embodiments of the divine, connections between earth and sky, between human aspiration and celestial beauty. To wear such art was to become a living prayer, a walking meditation on the interconnectedness of all creation. The pottery workshops hum with quiet activity, where master ceramicists shape clay into vessels that transcend mere utility. Their wheels turn with hypnotic rhythm, while skilled hands guide the plastic earth into forms that seem to grow naturally. From the spinning disc, each pot is unique, bearing the subtle signature of its creator's touch, the barely perceptible variations that mark human soul, impressed upon malleable matter. The finished pieces, burnished to a warm glow, seem to hold within their curves the memory of the earth from which they came. Painted designs flow across ceramic surfaces like liquid poetry, geometric patterns that echo the mathematical precision of planetary orbits, interweave with stylized animals and flowering vines, creating visual symphonies that speak to both eye and soul. The pigments themselves, drawn from the natural world, ochre from sacred caves, black from charred corn, red from iron-rich earth, connect each piece to the living landscape that birthed it, making every vessel a small altar to the creative forces that shape our world. In the stone carvers' workshops, the patient tap of chisels creates a meditation in percussion as massive blocks of volcanic rock slowly reveal the figures that have always waited. Within their heart, the sculptors work not as conquerors of stone, but as midwives helping birth the forms that yearn to emerge into the light. Their tools are extensions of their spiritual vision, each strike guided by an inner compass that points always toward beauty, toward truth, toward the harmony that underlies all existence. The great murals that adorn temple walls unfold like illuminated manuscripts, telling stories of daily life, painted with such tenderness that the figures seem to breathe with quiet contentment. Here, mothers tend children, farmers celebrate harvest, musicians play instruments that seem to sing. Even in silence, dancers move in eternal rhythm, their bodies curved in gestures of joy that transcend the boundaries of painted plaster and enter the realm of pure spirit. The artists who created these masterpieces understood that their work was not self-expression, but service to something greater than individual ego. They were channels through which the divine could speak in the language of form and color and texture. Their art was prayer, their craft was worship, their legacy a testament to the truth that beauty is not luxury, but necessity, not decoration, but revelation, not escape from reality, but the deepest, most profound encounter with reality that human consciousness can achieve. In the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula, where limestone bedrock has been sculpted by countless millennia of patient water, the earth opens into windows that reveal the sacred realm beneath our feet. These are the cenotes, natural pools of crystalline water, so clear they seem to hold captured pieces of the sky itself. The Maya called them Zonot, meaning sacred well, and in their mirror-still surfaces they saw not just water, but the very essence of life itself, the primordial source from which all existence flows like a gentle stream toward the ocean of eternity. Descend with me into one of these natural cathedrals, where roots of ancient trees dangle like blessing fingers from the limestone ceiling. The air grows cool and damp, filled with the sacred breath of the earth's hidden chambers. Each footstep echoes softly, as if the stone itself is whispering secrets accumulated over ages of solitude and meditation. The walls are draped in curtains of mineral deposits created by the patient artistry of countless water drops, each one a tiny sculptor, working in communion with time itself to create beauty that no human hand could ever duplicate. The water before you is so transparent, it seems almost unreal, like liquid air or crystallized moonlight. Its surface is perfectly still, a mirror that reflects not just the physical world, but the deeper reality that lies beneath all appearances. When you gaze into its depths, you see caverns extending into the earth's heart, underwater passages that connect cenote to cenote, creating a vast network of sacred waterways that the Maya understood as the circulatory system of the living earth itself. The temperature of the water remains constant, year-round, a gentle coolness that speaks of deep stability, of the earth's patient wisdom. When you slip into this natural baptismal font, you feel the centuries of accumulated peace flowing through your body like a benediction. The water supports you with effortless grace, allowing you to float in perfect weightlessness, suspended between earth and sky, between conscious thought and the deeper knowing that requires no words, no explanations, only surrender to the profound embrace of primordial love. Listen to the gentle symphony of water music that fills these sacred spaces. The soft plop of occasional drops falling from stalactites creates a natural percussion that seems to slow time to its most essential rhythm. The subtle movement of water through underground channels whispers ancient prayers in a language older than human speech. This is the sound of the earth breathing, of the planet's pulse, made audible to those who know how to listen, with the inner ear of the contemplative heart. The Maya believed that cenotes were portals to the underworld, but not the fearsome realm of punishment and sorrow. Rather, they saw them as gateways to renewal, to the source of all regeneration. The underworld, in their understanding, was the place where seeds germinate in the darkness before pushing up into the light. It was the realm of potential, of dreams taking form, of spirits preparing for rebirth. To enter a cenote was to participate in this sacred cycle of death and renewal that governs all existence. The network of underground rivers that connects these sacred pools stretches for thousands of miles beneath the Yucatan, creating the world's largest underwater cave system. The Maya understood that this hidden realm was the true foundation of their civilization, the source of all life, the provider of the precious water that made agriculture possible, that sustained their cities, that connected them to the cosmic web of interdependence that binds all things in mutual support and shared destiny. Rain, to these ancient people, was not merely weather, but the visible blessing of the sky gods. Each drop that fell was a gift, a prayer answered, a reminder that the boundary between heaven and earth is permeable, fluid, constantly renewed by the sacred circulation of water from earth to sky, from sky to earth, in an endless cycle of giving and receiving that mirrors the very essence of divine love made manifest in the physical world. The cenotes served as natural temples where pilgrims came not to demand, but to offer gratitude, to sit beside these sacred pools, was to remember that we are not separate from nature, but part of its continuous prayer, part of its endless meditation on the mystery of existence in the presence of these ancient waters, the artificial boundaries between self and world, between human and divine, dissolve like salt in the vast ocean of being, leaving only the pure awareness that is our deepest nature, our truest home. As the sun begins its gentle descent toward the western horizon, the ancient world prepares for the sacred transition from day to night. The sky above the jungle canopy blushes with colors that seem painted by the gods themselves, soft roses and amber golds that gradually deepen into the rich purples of approaching twilight. The air grows cooler, carrying with it the scent of night-blooming flowers and the promise of dreams yet to come. This is the hour when the boundary between worlds becomes most permeable, when the whispers of the ancestors can most easily reach the listening heart. The great pyramids stand in silhouette against the darkening sky, their stepped profiles creating a horizon that speaks of human aspiration, reaching toward the infinite. The stone still holds the warmth of the day, radiating a gentle heat that seems to pulse in rhythm with the heartbeat of the earth. Long shadows stretch across the ancient plazas, creating patterns of darkness and light that shift and flow like the breathing of some vast, slumbering consciousness that encompasses all of creation in its peaceful embrace. The jungle around you begins its own evening transformation. The bright calls of daytime birds gradually fade, replaced by the gentler, more mysterious sounds of the night. The soft hooting of distant owls creates a natural lullaby that seems to say, "Rest now, rest now. The day's work is done. The night's peace is here." Leaves rustle softly in the evening breeze, like the whispered prayers of countless generations who have found solace in this timeless ritual of surrender to the healing darkness above you. The first stars begin to appear, tiny points of light that seem to pulse with ancient wisdom. The Maya and Aztec astronomers knew these stars as old friends, each one a beacon in the cosmic navigation that guides all souls toward their destiny. The constellation patterns that emerge in the deepening darkness tell stories of eternal cycles, of death and rebirth, of the endless dance between light and shadow that creates the rhythm of existence itself. Let these ancient lights guide you now into the peaceful territory of sleep, where dreams and reality merge into the single truth of being. The moon rises, a silver companion, casting its gentle light over the sleeping landscape. Moonbeams filter through the jungle canopy, creating pools of silver that seem to hold the very essence of tranquility. In this light, the ancient ruins appear even more mysterious, more beautiful, as if they are slowly returning to the realm of dreams from which they first emerged in the minds of their builders. The boundary between stone and spirit becomes fluid. In the moon's transforming glow, feel the deep peace of this ancient night, settling over you like a soft blanket, woven from starlight and gentle breezes. The wisdom of countless generations flows through this timeless moment, offering you the gift of perfect rest. The Maya and Aztec people who once walked these pathways, who built these temples, who watched these same stars, send their blessings across the centuries to embrace you in their eternal peace. Their dreams become your dreams. Their tranquility becomes your tranquility. Their connection to the cosmic harmony becomes your own pathway to the deepest, most restorative sleep. The jungle breathes in its ancient rhythm, slow and steady, like the breathing of the earth itself. Match your breath to this primal pulse. Feel yourself becoming one with the eternal cycle of rest and renewal that governs all existence. The night sounds grow softer, more distant, as consciousness gently releases its hold on the waking world and allows the deeper wisdom of sleep to carry you into the realm where healing and peace are not just possibilities, but certainties written in the stars, carved in stone, flowing in water, growing in earth, breathing in air, living in your own peaceful heart. Let the ancient whispers of Mesoamerica carry you now into the deepest, most peaceful sleep, where dreams are doorways to infinite tranquility, and morning will find you refreshed, renewed, blessed by the timeless wisdom of the Maya and Aztec ancestors who guard your rest throughout the gentle, healing night.